This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's Sweetheart, Davian.
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane.
This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hi guys, this is Joe Bravo, the Viennese, which is the #1 from Vienna, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today. The trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox. Sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling because we are wrestling with the Vienna Cowboy, Joe Bravo!
Joe Bravo from Vienna, and I represent the Viennese vicious style of wrestling. And if you want to learn more about that, you can follow me on my Instagram, Joe Bravo98. That's where I'm most active at. So yeah, that's it from today. And enjoy the show.
And can we find merchandise?
If you want to have some merchandise, you can text me directly on Instagram. I will find a way to send it to you. I have some new shirts coming up. So you can all find that on my Instagram.
Perfect. And the link to his Instagram will be in all his social media will be in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox. Alright, let's get into it. You work for Underground Wrestling and GWP. Can you tell us about your relationship with those companies?
Yes, so, well, Underground Wrestling, I would call my home promotion. That's out. I don't know, are you familiar with Underground Wrestling?
Yes, I am.
Yes, so we have different branches. I started out in Vienna. This was my first contact with wrestling outside of, just being a fan of WWE. So I really had no idea that there was a big scene in Europe. Growing more and more. I moved to Vienna and was like, yeah, I need something to do. I want to be active. I want to do some more sports. So yeah, I'm a fan of wrestling. Let's just see what I can find. And that's how I stumbled over Underground.
And so you started with Underground Wrestling. So that means that you didn't necessarily start wrestling in a ring, no?
No. I had my first steps on the mat, which was quite.
Oh, Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you kind of went. You kind of seemed like distant for a minute there.
Yeah, is it better now?
Yeah, you sound perfect now.
All right, perfect. Yeah.
Oh,
I started out with Underground Wrestling, and so no ring,
yeah.
Which was quite a unique experience since, as I said, I was just a fan of WWE and classic pro wrestling.
Oh, Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's weird. You kind of keep going in and out. Your audio.
All right, maybe the connection is bad.
I'm not sure. It looks like your connection is fine, but
yeah.
All right, I apologize. I keep cutting.
Is it now? Sorry for the technical.
No, you're completely fine, but you could continue.
All right, let's start again. Yeah. As I was saying, Underground Wrestling on the mats. it's quite different to what you would see on TV, with the classic pro wrestling in the ring and all. So I had to adapt to really get a feeling for that. But I think it's a great starting point for everybody who wants to start out in wrestling, because you really have to focus on your basics. You really have to get your basics down and as well do your bumping right so you don't get hurt. And you have to really nail that to make it work on just mats. Because with a ring, you have much more options to work with. And on the mat, it's quite basic. So you have to get that down.
What was some of the biggest differences you saw, wrestling, finally stepping into a wrestling ring?
The freedom, I would definitely say. The freedom and to a degree the speed. Because if you're running the ropes, you have much more pace to go with. On the mats, it's quite methodical. So in the ring, it has you can go, you can do stuff like big bumps that wouldn't really, be all that healthy just on that. So you can do a lot more. Overall moves, I would say. But I love both. I love the ring. I love to do like the quicker, more fancy stuff. But I also love the mats where you really have to work, where you really have to engage the crowd.
Okay. Now, you are currently teaming with your hairstylist, Binolt Leach, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Can you
We
tell
also
us?
started out in the underground, so we met there.
Can you tell us about your relationship?
Yeah, he's my daughter in real life. Want to look fancy, he's the man to call. So we are also good friends besides of that, so it's not just a business partnership.
Joe?
Yeah.
You sound, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
How is it now?
You sound good now.
I think maybe my mic is a bit fucked.
I'm gonna try something real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, so continue talking about your relationship.
Yeah, with my tag team partner, Leach, the stylist. Yeah, as I was saying, he cuts my hair. He's the main man to call if I want to look good. And we're starting out in the underground. He was a bit earlier than me, starting with wrestling, and yeah, we just became real good friends there, and been working together. And
now, before your current tag team partner, you did win the WUW Tag Team Championships with Sick Bubblegum, and you were actually the first ever WUW Tag Team Champions as well. What did that kind of mean to you to be the first tag team champions of UWU?
oh, that was something special with the Bubblegum, I have to tell you, because we were traveling Japan together, and we wrestled there for a bit. Partner around that time, and really got a lot of experience there. And so to have the chance to wrestle for the tag team belts in Austria back home was really something else, and I was glad that we were able to.
Now, you did turn on Sick Bubblegum, no?
Yeah, I had to spread my wings.
But you mentioned that you won those tag team championships in Japan. when you think about one of the top countries pro wrestling is the most popular, Japan is up there. So what did it kind of mean to you to wrestle in Japan? Joe?
Yeah?
Okay,
You hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it was a dream come to life. I always wanted to travel around, and wrestling kind of gave me the opportunity to get to many different places, travel the world a bit, and Japan was definitely on top of my list. And to be able to have done that is just one of the best gifts that wrestling ever gave me, I would say. And just outside the pure aspect of working there, it was just amazing to experience the culture and to get good Japanese food in. And yeah, just to have an overall good time there.
Well, I mean, you mentioned the food. What was you eating in Japan?
Of course, ramen.
What was the best ramen you had in Japan?
We had that place. I don't remember what it's called. I don't remember what it's called, but we had that place where, you would sit in a booth just for yourself. It's like for social introverts. And apparently there are a lot of them in Japan. So you can go to the restaurant there, order at the machine, sit in your one-person booth, and have your meal there without having to look anyone in the eye. And we went to that place, which was, special, but not in a very, socially exciting way. But the food was amazing.
All right.
So this bowl of ramen definitely stuck with me.
Definitely a great food and no social contact. That's like the best meal ever.
I don't know. I'm quite social, so I like to have some people to enjoy the food with.
Now, obviously wrestling in Austria is different compared to Japan. What was some of the differences you saw competing, in Japan?
I think that it's more of a style question. I wouldn't necessarily say that the countries have different styles, but for example, underground wrestling has a different style to all the others in Austria.
Right.
But it's much more comparable to the Japanese style overall, as you would say. And you have to be a bit more grounded. It's a bit more based in real fighting, I would say, like real mixed martial arts influences. They are much more prominent over there than they are here in Austria or Europe, I would say, overall. But I think it's really a question of which style does the promotion have. I mean, we went to My Way in Fukuoka, and they have a very Lucha Libre inspired style. So I think it's more of a question.
Joe?
Yeah?
Yeah, continue.
Yeah. So I think it's really just more of a question which promotion you're working with. As I said, we went to My Way in Fukuoka, and they have a real lucha inspired style, so also not traditional Japanese, but overall, as I would say, it's a bit more grounded, more mixed martial arts influenced than here in Europe.
And continuing on in Japan, you actually have your picture in the Chodokan Wrestling Museum and store, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
What does that kind of mean to you?
Oh, it was quite surprising.
Joe?
In that,
Yeah.
It was quite surprising because we were wrestling for the underground branch in Tokyo, and I didn't know that they put on the shows in that very museum, in that shop, in that museum. They have like a little back room where they have a ring, and there are some shows, and it was quite amazing to be in that wrestling centered, wrestling focused neighborhood in one of the hottest spots for wrestling enthusiasts and be able to put in a show there. And everybody that works there is getting the picture taken and it's going on the wall. So really nice to have that.
Now, kind of going back to, Austria, I found this interesting. You had a match, on the back of a truck.
Oh, yes, the Falls Count Anywhere match last summer.
Yes.
And this was a wild one.
Can you tell us about that match and wrestling in literally the back of a truck?
Yeah, it was for Rings of Europe, one of the more prominent promotions in Austria. And I was feuding with a guy called Mirko Panic. We had a lot of matches that year, but one of the main ones definitely was that Falls Count Anywhere. And it was very much hard fought. And the show was open air, so you had a parking lot nearby and some cars as well as this pickup. And yeah, Mirko decided to give me a body slam on that trunk.
Now, a random encounter was you training with Zelina Power, and then out of nowhere, Ciao Bella attacked the both of you, starting an actual match between you and Zelina versus Ciao Bella.
Oh yeah, that's a few years ago, but I remember. Yeah, that was not uncalled for, I would say, because I'm quite cocky.
Oh, Joe?
Yeah, I was running my mouth during the training session, and I think I had it coming. And Chabella gave me, or in that case, us, the receipt.
Well, I mean, she may have given you the receipt, but you and Zelina did pick up the W.
Yeah, we did, because the numbers don't lie.
Another odd place to have a match, but is definitely a match that you had, was you had a match during a concert. Lydia Kelovitz?
Yes. Actually, I tend to have some interactions with with bands or with singers more often than not, because as an underground wrestler, you can basically wrestle everywhere and anywhere. On stage, it doesn't matter. And if there is like an opportunity to go on and put a show during a concert, or I once wrestled for the opening of a tattoo studio, we just go out and I'm doing that. That's no problem.
How does something like that kind of come about? Are they saying, yeah, we want you to have a match during our performance?
That's exactly how these things come about. Yeah.
All right. Now, the one thing that I did notice, the most unique thing about WUW is that they don't have a championship belt, a belt. It's the medallion, the medal.
Yeah.
I find that it's like such a unique and different aspect of pro wrestling. Is that something you prefer, the medal, or do you like the belt? Because you've held both, I believe.
Yeah. I'm kind of split, to be honest. But in the end, I don't care if I'm holding a medal or if I'm holding a belt. I want to be the top guy. I want to be the star of the promotion, and I don't care which gimmick represents that.
Okay.
But I would say I'm a belt guy because I love a big shiny belt. But the medallions or the chains, they are very representative of the underground style, and underground is different, so it suits that they have different option other than a belt.
Definitely. It's definitely plays into the whole essence of WUW. Alright. I believe that will take us to our next segment, and that's Joe's Bizarre Adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Oh, yeah, sure. So, as I was telling you before, I wrestled in Fukuoka for the promotion My Way. And the angle was that 3 foreigner guys attacked the baby face of the company, the 18-year-old young guy who just won the championship belt. And we were jumping him, like coming through the crowd, screaming like monkeys, like stupid idiots, making a whole fuss. And you know, the people there in Fukuoka, they're not really used to stuff like that. They're not really used to big, scary Westerners. And yeah, one of the girls in the crowd, she just faded. Yeah.
Joe?
Away by the ambulance because she was so scared of us.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, she was.
That is definitely a bizarre experience, to say the least.
Yeah. Because I was noticing
Oh, Joe?
she's fading. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you just went out for a second again.
Right, but
You're fine now.
yeah, definitely was something else. But we went to her afterwards and said, hey, we're not that scary, actually.
You're trying to give this girl a heart attack.
Yeah.
Right. Now you were actually featured in an Austrian magazine about culture and politics. It's one thing to be a part of like a website, but I kind of feel like it hits a little different when, it's kind of in black and white. No?
Yeah. I mean, it's something physical.
Right. What does it kind of mean to you to, be in, magazine or a newspaper?
I think it all comes down to exposure. And I'm all about exposure, and I love to be featured, especially magazines, because it's a physical medium, and I like the old school vibe that some magazines have. So I would definitely like to be more featured in them. We have a small magazine called Starkstrom in Austria. They always put on a little wrestling part in the magazine, and they have a very old school vibe. Love it when I find myself there. But as I said, exposure is the main thing, and especially for a sport like wrestling that isn't really big in Austria, all features are good features.
Oh, definitely. Now, I'm not going to pronounce this in its native language because I would butcher it. You were a part of the TV show Truth or Dare?
I was.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, also quite memorable and funny because I was able to work with one of my childhood heroes. It's a girl called Tara. She also was on the show. And in Austria, we had a show in the early 2000s that was called Saturday Night Fever, where they would film young people getting drunk and partying and, yeah, having all the kinds of shenanigans. And Tara was one of the main stars of the show. And she was really wilding. And I would love to see her. And to be able to work with her on a TV show was really quite something that warmed my heart.
That's awesome. And then Betty just body slammed her.
like, oh no, don't hurt her.
But how did that kind of come about?
They just asked, hey, we need some wrestlers on our show. Can you provide? They were texting the promoter of Underground Wrestling, Humongous, and that's how we ended up there.
Oh, okay. And what was it? What was the experience like being on? Obviously, a TV show set. Rather than the wrestling environment.
It's much more polished, much more organized. But for me, it was not too far of a stretch because I worked a lot in opera, so theater. And very, very professional. And not to say that wrestling is a professional.
Professional's in the name, damn it.
They took good care of us. They had a perfect catering backstage. So I was happy.
But you mentioned opera. Are you an opera singer?
I'm not an opera singer, but I did little acting jobs on the side there.
Can you tell us about that experience?
Yeah, sure. My first gig was with the Opera Don Carlo, and for me it was all new. I went to a casting because I had an open casting, and actually I went there and I did some wrestling maneuvers. I did roll around a bit, did some bumps, and they were impressed with that. And they said, yeah, okay, we want that guy in the front. And it's like a 5-hour opera, so really fucked up long. And what we would do, I was in a scene with a big dark cloth and a mask. And what we would do is just come at call time, be there for an hour, go on stage for exactly 1 minute, go off the stage and drive home. And that was all that was to it. But it was paid well, so overall I can recommend it.
Okay. Now, you were part of the 8th grade company run?
What was that?
The 8th grade company run?
Oh, yeah. That was a promotion for PWO, the Austrian Pro Wrestling. And yeah, we were just getting our faces on shirts, getting the company logo on shirts, and doing the run.
Well, you did it very well. You medaled, no?
Yeah, it was quite fast because I think it's because I was playing soccer. I still had some cardio from that.
Okay. It does seem like wrestling has offered you a lot of these incredible opportunities that we've been talking about, no?
Yeah, definitely. It opened a lot of doors.
Now, I am interested. The tiger tattoo on your chest. Is there any meaning of that tattoo? Meaning behind that tattoo?
Yeah. My nickname in Austria actually is the Tiger from 1150 or the Tiger aus 1150, which refers to the district I'm from. And it is because of my tiger tattoos that I have. But there isn't really a big meaning besides of that to it. It was just like I always wanted to get tattoos. And when I turned 18, I went to the tattoo studio and said, hey, I want something cool. I want the tiger. And yeah, it stuck. I actually have two tiger tattoos, one on my upper arm and one on my belly, both on the left side. And I really like my tattoos still. A lot of people, I think they regret tattoos, but I'm not right now at the moment.
How long did it take you to get that tattoo?
How long it took me?
Yes.
I think that was one session.
Really?
Yeah. The one on my belly was one session. It was a long session, but it was done in one.
Is there any plans to get new tattoos?
Maybe down the line. Maybe when I lose my hair, I'm gonna tattoo my head.
Go the Bam Bam Bigelow route.
Do the Bam Bam Bigelow, yeah. But besides of that, not really right now.
Fair enough. Now, you was in a Genie music video, Weekend Mode.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us about that experience?
Yeah. So, she is from Syria, in Austria. One of the biggest singers, biggest artists from that province. And she actually knows Sick Bubblegum because he's also from Syria. And he kind of connected us because she asked him if he knew anybody who could put on some wrestling in her music video. And that's how it went down. It was a nice, beautiful afternoon of filming that music video because I got struck really badly. So it was perfectly nice.
It is interesting, like, it's like a park wedding, and then out of nowhere you're just wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite unique.
Continue.
Yeah, quite unique music video.
I mean, Sick Bubblegum giving you an opportunity and you still turn on him.
Yeah, expect that. Because I'm such a sneaky guy. I wouldn't trust myself.
Alright. Now, going from a music video, I think that's a great segue into the colossal question. Let's say that they're making a movie about you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first 3 songs on your movie soundtrack?
Definitely I Need a Hero by Bonnie Tyler.
Okay.
Yeah. Then maybe Eye of the Tiger,
Yes.
like the Rocky reference. And yeah, as the last one, I would say the GTA 4 theme music.
Okay.
From the game GTA 4.
A solid 3 picks, to say the least. Now,
Oscar-worthy movie. That's gonna be.
Huh?
That movie's gonna be Oscar-worthy.
Oh yes, 100%. And now that we have the soundtrack down, everybody knows you write you get the soundtrack down first, then you write the script, and then you go to casting. Who plays Joe? And you can't say yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
Alright. That's a hard one, but I think that Zac Efron is in pretty good shape right now.
And he did just do Orange
lace.
Claw as well.
Yeah. No, I think maybe he wants to lace up the boots again. Maybe he got a taste of it with the Iron Claw. But aside from that, no, I think Marlon Brando is dead.
Oh, definitely.
I think I have to think a bit more about that question.
Oh, so
I will get back to you with an answer.
So Zac Efron is not the lock.
Well, we're keeping it open.
Okay, fair enough. Well, then let's get to, every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be three people with meaning to you and your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
So we should definitely have Binolt Leach in there,
Okay.
of course, and he should be played by who's the sexiest man alive right now? I think Henry Cavill won that.
That sounds about right, and I could see resemblance.
Yeah. So I think that would be realistic.
100%.
Yeah. Then I would throw in my girlfriend.
Oh, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, you went out. Continue.
Then I would throw in.
Oh, Joe?
Yes.
Continue.
Yeah. Then I would throw in my girlfriend, and I think she should be played by the sexiest woman alive. That's my girlfriend, so she should be played by herself.
And that is a smart decision.
And yeah, for the last one, maybe let's go with Humungus, the promoter of the Ground Wrestling Vienna, because he was my first wrestling sensei. And he should be played by some fat guy with a lot of tattoos who can still kill you if he wants to.
So we'll leave it up to casting, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Would you like to cast yourself now, or still need some time to think about it?
I think I need some more time.
Okay, we could absolutely come back to it.
Yeah.
On to a controversial subject. Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
That's a big fat no.
Ooh, big fat no.
Yeah. It's very weird. People that apple on pizza, I really cannot vibe with that. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Forgive me.
All right, so we are very anti-pineapple on pizza.
We are very anti that, yeah.
What's your spirit Pokemon?
Pokemon. I'm not a big Pokemon guy, so I don't know. Maybe the small rock thing with the long arms. You know what I mean?
I
The
believe
round rock.
I believe you're referencing Geodude.
Maybe Geodude. Sounds about right.
All right. Now we love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show. Do you know the acronym for Doug? THUG.
The acronym. I didn't get you right there.
Yeah, acronym. WWE is the acronym for World Wrestling Entertainment.
Oh, for five. No, I don't know. Tell me.
T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail. 'Cause a Doug can't spell. Yes. We love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show, trying to keep the memory alive.
We do. Shout out.
Weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully. Would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical Rock.
If the payment is right, of course. I would lay down for the Rock if the payment's right.
Alright, well, just for context, there is a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a Rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Iron Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
Wow, that sounds intense.
For him, it was definitely intense. I don't know how The Rock felt about it after 2 weeks. I'm sure he was solid.
Yeah. Yeah, with rocks, it's the thing. They're always so stoic, you can't really tell.
Of course. Now, has Joe Bravo ever watched Johnny Bravo?
I did. Had some influences. The blonde hair, definitely. And yeah, maybe the poses a bit. No, I definitely love the cartoon. So, exactly.
Oh, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, no, I definitely love Johnny Bravo. It's sad that it isn't on anymore, but otherwise I don't really think it would fly in today's climate.
I think you could still find it on like an HBO Max.
Yeah, sure, but maybe a live action adaptation.
Yeah, I don't think a live action is gonna fly nowadays. But it's definitely one of the classics. I still watch the Christmas special every Christmas.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Great tradition to have for the festive days.
Hell yeah. Now, you've had some time to think. Have we casted Joe Bravo?
Yeah. Still thinking Zac Efron is a solid choice, but on a second thought, I recently watched Barbie, and I saw a lot of in Ken, especially the clothes.
Yes.
So yeah, I wouldn't be too mad if we have Joe Bravo that is played like Ken.
So, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling, of course.
All right. If we're having Ryan Gosling, it definitely sounds like this is sounding like a real big blockbuster movie. Oscar worthy, as you've mentioned. And you can pre-order the tickets now.
Oh yeah, definitely get them while they're still hot, because flying off shelves.
On a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Still wrestling, still living the life, still getting to new places, and making money of it.
Hell yeah. And is there a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off what you are all about as a pro wrestler?
Yeah. A Rings of Europe's match from it's pronounced Tag des Sports, Day of Sports in English. It's an open air show from Prater Stadium in Vienna, which is one of my favorite locations. And it was one of my earlier matches in the ring with a guy called Tamatu. And he has the funniest gimmick. He's like a tomato lover. That's his gimmick. And we really had a solid opening match for the show. With appreciative crowd that didn't really know what wrestling was. Show for free. People just could come by and watch it. And we really were able to drag those people in, and they were really feeling it. And yeah, I love that match. So seek it out.
All right. Is that match on
It's on YouTube.
Oh, okay, it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will find the match on YouTube, and I will put it in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. For anybody that hasn't seen it, wants to see it, wants to re-see it after this interview. And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, We are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom. And my sound effect is not working.
Technical difficulties.
There you go.
No.
This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
I am. Hit me.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Ric Flair.
Worst wrestler.
There are no bad wrestlers.
So you will be taking the default answer.
Yeah. That would be.
You have chosen Eva Marie.
All right. No, she was on the biggest company in the world. She's not a bad wrestler.
Well, it's the name that we've gotten the most without prompting the default answer. So she became the default answer.
I'm calling them. Oh, that some guys wrestling. That's the worst wrestling.
You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent? Oh, can you repeat that?
Currently active or from the past?
Anybody you want.
Oh, tough question. WrestleMania, so America, so I would go with Stone Cold. Put on a brawl.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Shawn Michaels, really feeling that.
Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
You're gonna get the shit beat out of you if you're not a bad guy as I am. We're gonna have a problem in front of other people, so don't come near me.
Quite the answer. We would
But
have
that's what it's
we would have also accepted taste great on toast. Squash, vegetable or fruit?
It's a sport, isn't it? Squash.
Could you repeat that?
Isn't that like a sport with like tennis?
Technically, yes, it is. Is that your final answer? A sport?
It is. It is. It is.
And because of the context, I will accept that answer.
You do.
New Japan Pro Wrestler Taichi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
Yeah, you gotta show what you have, so let it bounce.
So, like, 50% coverage,
Yeah, I think I would go with
Oh, Joe?
suitable for TV, you know? I would go with the least amount of percent. As long as you can show it on TV, I'm down with it.
Okay. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
No.
And that is the
Should
correct answer. And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And once again, where can we find all things Joe Bravo on social media and your merchandise?
Sure.
Joe?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Where can we find you on social media?
Yeah. So, you can find me on Instagram. That's where I'm most active at Joe Bravo 98. I'll post all my stuff there. You can text me for merchandise inquiries. I will have some new shirts coming out soon, and I have my lighters. So if you're interested in that, go check it out.
And you don't have to type it into your Google machine. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. Simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Buy a damn shirt. Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment. But on YouTube and Castbox, this was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Alright, when I say wrestling with, you say entertainment, okay?
Let's do it.
For our very special guest, Joe Bravo, Kaliko Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.